Hello, welcome back to Perfume. I'm Emily here again today with Trixie. She's engrossed in cleaning something. I have a review I've been wanting to do for a little while. It says Enhanced Scents Original Scent, and this is marketed as a Pheromone perfume. This is a blind buy that I got based on the marketing, which is, you may have seen it, a girl and her man are in a car and he's like, whoa, what are you wearing? Oh my gosh. Or a woman's in the kitchen and her guy's like smelling her foot, like, and I thought the marketing was quite dramatic, and so my interest was piqued and I bought this blind. Now, I was a little confused about the notes when I first got it. I was like, what is this? What does it smell like? And I go to check for Grantica and there's no listing for it, which is always a little weird. So I'm like, okay. And I went and I Googled it again, and apparently they changed the brand name, I think. I don't think it's now called Venom Scents, and I don't think it was called that when I bought it, which is why it doesn't say Venom Scents. And I think now the packaging says Venom Scents. And I looked on Fragrantica for that, and that wasn't there either. So, I was kind of combing the website looking for the notes because it's hard to tell. It's hard for me to tell what's in this just based on scent. I'm going to say it's a pleasant scent. I'm not opposed to the scent, but it's not like screaming any particular notes to me. So it was a little hard to figure out what was in it. I did finally find a description about it, yeah, on the website, and it said that I'll put the description up here. It said the notes they list 4 notes. They list spicy pepper, which I believe is a pink pepper. I do not detect any black pepper in here, and I don't know of any other peppers. So I'm gonna say it says coffee, spicy pepper, orange blossom, and jasmine. And so I was like, okay, well, that kind of explains why I couldn't tell what it was. I guess if those notes are all very evenly balanced in there, then maybe can't tell. And I don't have a lot of coffee fragrances. I'm not a huge coffee fragrance person generally. So yeah, I guess that would be the note, but they're all pretty well balanced in here. So I'm gonna say, first off, that I think the marketing is kind of overhyping the fragrance. I think the brand decided to go hard on the pheromone thing, differentiate itself by being like pheromone perfume. And I read on the website that they really just try to mimic the allure or the effect of pheromones with the fragrance. So it seems like a little overblown. I also wore it with my fiance, and he did not have anywhere near the reaction that the guys on the marketing, on the commercials do. So obviously I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting maybe him to notice, and he didn't even really notice the fragrance on me. Honestly, it's subtle, I would say. I mean, it's a pleasant, subtle, nice fragrance. If you like the notes of coffee, orange blossom, jasmine, and pink pepper. And I honestly wouldn't have guessed that pink pepper was in this. I do really like a pink pepper note, and it doesn't jump out at me, but I guess it could be a small component of this that they say it is. And I'm assuming their spicy pepper is meaning pink pepper. So anyway, this fragrance also, another clue I got it when I couldn't find the notes was that they now have multiple, this is the original scent, but they have multiple scents on their website, on the Venom website. And I'll link that site below so you could check it out if you wanted. I think they're based in the UK. It looks like the prices are all in pounds. But one of them is called Black Opium, and I thought that was interesting, and I was like, oh yeah, Black Opium is also a coffee scent. Like, they have a scent called Black Opium, and I'm not sure how they can even do that. Like, I don't know, I thought names were supposed to be unique, but maybe not, you know, I don't know. But that, I looked up the notes of black opium, and that actually is probably the closest thing that I've smelled to this fragrance. All of those 4 notes, if those are the only notes, then it's like a pared down, stripped down, less complex version of black opium. Black opium also has vanilla and patchouli in the base, and I don't detect patchouli at all. There might be a hint of vanilla. I'm not sure if they are listing all of the notes or if there are more notes. It's a little hard to tell. I'm gonna say, just straight out, I don't really care for black opium that much. Like, I smell it and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get the hype that a lot of people do. And it's a really popular, really beloved fragrance for a lot of people, or was in its heyday. I'm sure it's been a while. But generally I'm not partial to it. I think I had a little sampler of it at one point maybe, and I gave it away as a gift. I'm not sure. So that said, that being the closest thing to this, I'm gonna say doesn't like give doesn't really do much for me. Now, that said, it's a nice fragrance. I don't know if all of the 500 5-star reviews that are on the website is really realistic or accurate, but that's what they're doing. They're like really overhyping the fragrance on the site. Now, maybe people are loving it. People love black opium, and I also don't really get that. So perhaps if your guy loves black opium or really likes black opium and finds that to be like super hot, then perhaps this is also gonna do that for him or you. So there's that. Unfortunately, that's not really my story. I think this is fine fragrance. I think the longevity is pretty decent. I mean, they say it lasts a long time, and I don't think it lasts forever, but I think it would last most of the day. Probably fine for the date night because it's not projecting a lot. It's kind of an intimate fragrance, and you can get right up on it, and it smells nice, and it's not like overpowering. So that's good. It's subtle. It is different. I mean, I don't have anything like this, but then again, I don't have black opium or anything in the black opium line in my collection, just because I'm not very fond of it. So if you have that, you might not need this. It might be repetitive for you. If you've tried both of them side by side, and I don't think I have a black opium sample or anything here that I could like compare it to, but from my memory, I've smelled it many times, but that would be the closest thing. So if you smell both of these and you have some feedback for us, you could leave that in the comments, let me know. I'm gonna say I think it's good marketing. I think they got me to buy this because they went full bore on the Pheromone marketing, and that's intriguing, but I don't think it necessarily lives up to the hype. Unless perhaps you're a huge fan of a subtle coffee floral note and you loved black opium, then maybe you would really enjoy this. Maybe you would have that, or your partner would have that sort of reaction that you'd see in the commercials that were playing for this scent a while back. So anyway, that is my review of this. I'd say, you know, again, in terms of like, it could go all year round. It's a pretty subtle scent. It's not, might not hold up real well in cold weather. You might have to apply a lot of it because it is so subtle. But you know, I don't know, I guess it's more of an evening scent, a nighttime scent, because it's okay. The opening, and it's nice. I mean, there's no part of it that, like the opening and the dry down, I'm not opposed to any of it. There's nothing that really goes, no, I don't like. There's nothing that rubs me the wrong way, but there's nothing that really like excites me about this fragrance, I guess. It's just kind of nice. It's nice. So anyway, that's my take on this. Let me know if you have a different opinion or if you tried it and you have the same opinion or similar. I would love to hear it. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Oh, please subscribe if you haven't. That would be fantastic. I would really appreciate it, and give us a like if you liked it. I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.